Sure, I'm in Zoom class right now doing this. So hey guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to my channel. I am back again with another video. In today's video, I thought I would do something a little bit different, kind of talk more about my experience with working out, running, etc., etc. So, if you don't know, I just finished running my first half marathon and I've been on like a high all week. I'm so proud of myself and I'm just really excited about it, and I'm feeling like I have this whole new wave of like motivation and confidence that has really been absent from my life for a while now. For like too long. So I guess I kind of wanted to talk about like how I got to where I am now, and what I'm continuing to do for workouts, for routines and stuff like that, because I really feel like if I can do something like this, literally anybody can. It's been a very long journey to say the absolute least, and I've learned a lot through what I've been through and through what I've done, a lot about myself and whatever. So I'm just gonna skip the rambling and just kind of get into it, and I'll divvy up this video as different like talking points, I guess. So to start out, I'm gonna keep it short and simple. I've talked about my workout journey many of times on social media. I've posted about it about 3 years ago during COVID. I was very depressed, very anxious. I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. Or maybe I'll even insert a clip just to give you a little visual. I remember filming my day one video in my basement, basically just saying how I had hit rock bottom and I wanted to do better and be a better person for myself in the future. So since then, it's been a fucking process and a half. You know, the past 3 years of my life have been very chaotic, and I'm just now finding peace in different ways in my life, and the way that I am and the way I live my life now is completely different than I used to. So the reason why I started, again, was during COVID when I was very depressed and just kind of at not a good place in my life and not somewhere that I wanted to stay. So I started out running. I could barely even run a mile. Started doing Chloe Ting, throwback to Chloe Ting, workouts in my basement. And those were so helpful. Like, it was a great introduction to working out again. And with the running, at first it was really hard for me to find the motivation because I had so much self-hatred and I was feeling so much guilt because at that point in my life I was drinking a lot, and when I drink, I make really bad decisions. We'll just put it that way. And I had made a couple of really bad choices when I had been drinking, so I was kind of just dealing with like all of those emotions. And flash forward, we're just gonna keep skipping around here, give you guys a good idea of like, you know, where I have been at. About a year after that, I dropped out of college because I had reached another all-time low with depression and whatnot. I had gone through a couple things 2 years ago that were very traumatizing, and they really set me back a lot. Dropping out absolutely destroyed my confidence. I went from, you know, like barely having any confidence to just like hating myself, and I became very self-destructive, and I just kind of felt like there was no purpose for me anymore. So I'm sure you can, you know, put the pieces together and figure out what I tried to do, but I ended up being hospitalized for attempting to take my own life, which is crazy to think about because I don't know, I was just at such a very low point in my life. So after that, I worked at a couple random jobs. After that, I met some really great, amazing, inspiring people that I don't even think they know how much of an impact they had on me. I worked at a gym, and then I worked at a real estate office, so I have fitness experience, and then I also have real estate knowledge, like the most random shit, but good to know, you know? And then I got back together with my boyfriend, and since then it's been uphill. I started running again regularly in May because I knew that running for me was kind of an outlet, and I've done a bunch of research into this, and running and trauma are actually go together really well. So if you've dealt with any traumatic experiences when you're having like a panic attack, so if something traumatizing happens to you and you have a panic attack after, which is what happened to me, running simulates the same feelings that you have when you're having a panic attack. So like the shortness of breath, the racing heart, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you get lightheaded. It's very similar to when you're having a panic attack, but when you run, it's like a panic attack in a controlled environment. So I started using it for that reason, and I just fell in love with it. Loved it, started running regularly. One of my good friends convinced me to get a gym membership at a nicer gym. So I started weightlifting regularly, and I just fell in love with the results and the amount that it helped my stress levels. So I think it was around like August, September, I decided to start training for a half marathon. It's something that I always wanted to do, but I just like kind of lacked the confidence. So this whole like the journey with running and working out and stuff like that has been to build back my confidence. I'm also back in school now, so that's also been really helping. I graduate in May, which is awesome. So I've just kind of been trying to do things to really build up my confidence and my strength, both mentally and physically. And it's not fucking easy at all. It's actually one of the hardest things I've ever done. But it's also something that is so worth it to me, you know? Like, I don't give a fuck how hard it is. Like, I'm gonna do it. So anyways, I started training more specifically for a half marathon in end of August, September, so the past couple of months. To sum it up, because I'm not like a physical trainer or anything, I basically just bumped up my mile time, or my mile distance throughout the week. I would do 2 or 3 distance runs, so more than 3 miles, and then I would add in like a short interval sprint or something just to increase my speed. Yeah, and the most I ever ran before doing the half marathon was 8 miles, which looking back at it, it definitely was not, like I should have gone at least for 10, because the last like mile 8 to 12 in this race was all uphill. So like it just like killed me. So yeah, note to self, now I know that. As far as training goes, I think just slowly increasing your mile time over time is the best way to go about it. I definitely recommend strength training as well when you're training for a half marathon. It's good for your joints, it's good for recovery, and it minimizes the risk of injury. So I did a lot of strength training, mobility training as well, just to make sure that I was good. I don't want to get any injuries, you know? I'm still young, so that definitely helps. But in terms of running the half marathon, it was definitely one of the most mentally and physically demanding things I've ever done in my life, and I loved it. I've always kind of joked about like I wish I could just reset my brain, and honestly after doing that it felt like my brain had reset, and I feel like that's just because of like the amount of physical exertion that it was, and how mentally, like, I don't even know how to explain this, but like I'd only trained up to 8 miles, so the last 5 miles of it was like totally mental, and it was a mental game, and like me pushing myself forward and like telling myself I could do it, and like it sounds weird, but like maybe it doesn't sound weird, I don't know, but the feeling that I had when I finished that and I had ran the whole time was like, it literally brought me to tears. And I never cry happy tears, but I feel like it was just because it was such an emotional experience, because I had just like pushed myself through that and like really like connected with myself and like my body and my mind, like everything was connected for the first time in years. In like I hadn't felt that in years, and after doing it I was like, oh fuck that, like I'm never doing that again, that was so hard. But now looking back at it, like now I'm gonna start training for a full one. Like I loved it, I am addicted. But it was one of the most gratifying things I've ever done in my entire life. And for those of you, I'm sure if you clicked on this video you're probably thinking about, you know, like should I do it, like being nervous about it and whatnot, and not knowing if your body can do it. And I felt the exact same way, you know, like I've been overweight for a while now, or I had been overweight for a while, and my confidence has been so low in the past, and just like my will to live, you know what I mean? This being my mindset now is something that I didn't even think was possible. I didn't think I could push myself like this. But if you train for it and if you're consistent with it, you're golden. And I mean, I feel like just getting yourself in physical shape is one thing, but it's mostly like the mental discipline and like believing in yourself is what is going to push you to be able to, you know, train. And the better you get at training and the further distances you go and the faster your mile time gets, it's just like, it's something that is just you versus you. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody else there. It's just you against your mind, against your body, and really pushing yourself forward. I think it's one of the most, somebody's running by my house right now, one of the most rewarding things you can do for yourself. And it's become a very healthy outlet for me, and I haven't had a healthy outlet like that in so fucking long. Like, it's been years and it's been quite the fucking journey, but as of where I'm at right now, my habits, you know, the way I fuel my body, my goals and everything, I'm completely like I'm very like about it, and I haven't been like that in the past. And you know, being depressed and hating yourself and being overweight and all of that shit, it really fucking holds you back, and breaking out of that is one of the hardest things that I have ever fucking done in my life, which is like so crazy because it's all mental, you know what I mean? Like it's just believing that you can do it, you know, setting the time aside for yourself, and that at the end of the day is you learn so much. Like I don't know, I feel like I've been this whole week, like I've just, like I said, I've been on like a high because of it. You realize how much stronger your mind is than you thought, how much stronger your body is than you thought. And for the half marathon, like my boyfriend was there supporting me, my friends and my family, and just like, I don't know, it was just such an emotional experience because it's been, the past couple of years of my life have been such shit, you know, and like they've been so chaotic and so all over the place, and I had lost hope at one point, and then to like now, just like a couple years later, be sitting at a place where I'm like excited to try new things and like get back into, you know, school and get back into working out and really prioritizing time for me and time for my friends. And I started playing soccer too. So like just prioritizing all the things that make me genuinely happy. It's been a total game changer. So if you're thinking about it, 110% fucking do it. And with a half marathon as well, and even with marathons, you can walk them. I saw plenty of people who stopped and walked and stuff, so it's not like you have to push yourself 100% the whole time. You can 100% walk. And I kind of just wanted to get a feel for half marathon and marathon racing, so I didn't time myself during it or anything. I don't know like what my average mile time was 11 minutes according to the, just if you divide my finishing time with 13 miles. But I don't know. I know like the first like 6 or 7 miles I was fucking zooming, but then after that I was dying. But yeah, so I guess I just kind of wanted to talk about my experience, and you know, if you're at a place where I have been and stuff, I feel like if I would have seen a video like this, it would have definitely helped me. And mental health and stuff like that, it's not linear. So like I'm sure, you know, and who knows when I might dip back down again and have to pull myself back up, but that's literally just life. And I'm able to say that now, no problem, because I'm at like a high point, but like shit happens, life happens, it gets difficult for no reason. It was an amazing experience, and I want to kind of document my training for a full marathon, just to give you guys an idea of somebody who's like I'm kind of a beginner with this stuff. So as a beginner, how I take care of myself, you know, my recovery, because recovery is super important, nutrition is super important. Like if you're really gonna get into this stuff, what you'll find is that you really need to start taking care of yourself, nutrition-wise and recovery-wise, because at first I didn't do any of that. Like I ate like shit and still worked out, and then after a while I was like, dude, I'm doing all this fucking hard work and I see no changes, and it's because my diet, my recovery, and my sleep weren't good. So if you're gonna go all in, you're gonna have to go all in, but it just takes a while, and that's normal. Everything is different for every single person. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to make a video about it because I feel like it's something that was so monumental in my life, and such like a, I don't know, just like a wow moment, you know, where it's like I've put so much time and effort into training for this and getting myself into good shape, and losing 50 fucking pounds. Like, this is amazing, and it was just overall an amazing feeling. So yeah, I don't know, just like a happy post, happy video, I guess. I hope this was like, if you watched this start to finish, I'm sure I went on a bunch of tangents because I always fucking do, but just to give you a better idea of me, my current life, what I'm working on, and yeah, so all good things. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Peace.